Hello, this is a video response contest entry to my fellow Canadian Aaron Pynn. He's having a 350 sub contest, sort of in conjunction with his birthday. His birthday just passed, so it's a happy birthday to you, Mr. Pynn, and a congratulations on hitting 350 subs. I will put a link to his channel as well as the contest video, and I think he had an update to that contest video. So if you're going to look at his channel, if you're going to look at the contest video, make sure you take a look at his other videos and find the contest update. I think he was just giving an end date to when this contest was ending, because for some reason in my mind I don't think he put that in the original video, so I could be wrong. But anyways, watch his videos, watch them all. I'm surprised he's only up to 350 subs, because believe it or not, he has over 800 videos that he's posted. And yeah, I mean, he talks about all sorts of stuff, video games and movies, and sometimes books and comic books and Blu-rays and collecting and VHS and just all the general geeky type things. It's the same type of stuff I cover on my channel. Of course, I only have like 10 subs, so maybe it's our content. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this stuff, Aaron. Maybe that's the reason why you're only at 350 subs and I'm well under 100. Maybe we should talk about burlesque girls more. Yeah. Sex sells. That's what we need to do, man. We need to start up the burlesque community on YouTube. And you know what? It probably already exists, considering how much of it is on my Facebook, because it's a pretty big community here in Toronto. So yeah, maybe I still think we'd get the hits though. So you and me, we should talk about that. Burlesque. Not that we're gonna do burlesque, because that would definitely not get us subscribers, I don't think. But anyways, he wants to know the answer to, and this is actually a hard question. He wants to know what makes you or made you dream, what sparked that imagination, be it when you were a child or now, what gets that imagination going for you. And it's that's a hard question. I am a very creative-minded person. I've always been a very creative-minded person. I used to do a lot of drawing when I was really young. I wouldn't call any of it really good. In fact, I probably drew better then than I do now. But yeah, I was always into that. I ended up getting into comic books mainly because I liked G.I. Joe. So yeah, I like G.I. Joe and Transformers. Those were my cartoons of choice growing up. Of course, I watched all the other ones. Didn't watch He-Man as much, but whatever, Visionaries and Jason the Wheeled Warriors and whatever. I could go on and on and on. But that got me into comics because there was the G.I. Joe comic. And that got me sort of into reading, because I wasn't a big reader. I'm still not a big reader. I'm very slow with reading, so it's one of the reasons why I don't read a lot. I probably have thousands of books, but the likelihood that I'll read all of them before I die, very slim. I would really have to hit them hard and not watch any movies and not watch any television and not watch anything, or write or do these videos if I was to ever really want to get into reading. And it's funny, people always say, if you read more, it becomes easier, and it's not that. I've always had what they call ADD these days. They've given it a name. I've always been because creative things. I pick up on things. I pick up on like something comes out, and I will be like drawn towards it so easily, and so I luckily had a very good memory. Well, at least a decent memory growing up. So I would, like, it didn't matter what happened in class and stuff at school. I still retained a lot of stuff. I would only have to glimpse over lessons and books and stuff, and as long as it was written in a format that wasn't there to, you know, trick you, stupid word problems, I would, you know, have no problem. I could see, you know, every third word and be like, okay, I know what to do here, and here's the answer, right? I was a very, very intelligent child growing up, but I was very, very creative. And I remember there was a friend of mine in elementary school who was also very, very creative and somewhat recluse, not as popular as I was. But he lived on, you know, generally on the way home. He would live in the same area, and he eventually moved off to PEI, which kind of sucked. You know, always sucks when you lose a friend when you're young. But he was also into drawing as well, and what ended up happening is he would draw these comics. He actually created an entire not just a comic book, but a comic series based around sort of superheroes that are the elements of your body. So there was like a little red blood cell guy and a white blood cell guy, and your heart and your liver, and these guys they were like superheroes in your body, and he was like the adventures of, I don't know, it was really it was cute. It was really well drawn. But he also used to draw Transformers and such like that. I was never I was nowhere near as good as he was. So that being said, you know, I didn't let that get me down. No, I saw that as an opportunity, because you know what? He was good with drawing, but I was actually quite adept at color, which is odd because considering I think I'm partially colorblind. But yeah, for some reason I could take, he drew once a saber-toothed tiger. Gorgeous, gorgeous thing. And it was, you know, basically a line drawing pencil. And I took it and, you know, back then, especially at that age, I don't know, it might have been grade 5 or 6, I can't remember. But I took it and I put pencil crayons to it, and I mean, it didn't come out looking photorealistic. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we created a masterpiece type thing. Not like what you know some people do, but I was blending colors and blending all these pencil crayons in the different colors to create like very realistic fur. And back then, you know, like the best pencil crayon and coloring you would get would be like a dark outline, and then colored in evenly. Which, you know, girls would do with their maps and stuff, whereas the guys would just color it, and we'd get a C and they'd get an A, right? But at that age, that was the extent of the talent, right? So being able to produce these things with him was really, you know, really sparked that creativity and at least got me into. He started doing the stories and creating all these comics, but it rubbed off on me, and it got me into the whole being more into the story and combine that with my obvious love for the colors and growing up with cartoons and you know, drawing and art. It's no wonder that I'm really into animation, and I did a stop motion animation movie just because I wanted to, out of Lego, for a class project. And it wasn't like it was a video project or anything like that. No, it was essentially I did this video so I wouldn't have to do anything in the report. I wouldn't have to talk in front of the class, really. I basically said like 5 minutes of whatever I was discussing, and then I was like, oh, and here I made a video to show you what might happen. And I think the class was about, I think maybe it was a science class, I don't remember. And I think I was trying to explain this was in high school. I was trying to explain, what was I trying? Black holes and time travel, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. But, and of course this was in French too, right? So, so I made this video. And I probably should find it and transfer it over. It's on VHS somewhere. But, yeah, with what limited resources I had, I put it together. We had just gotten a video camera. Our family had just gotten a video camera for the, probably had it for maybe, I don't know, 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Got it for, Christmases and Easters and such like that. And of course, being the creative person I was, I decided to make my own little movie. Now, my problem is I want to do too much. I'm too creative. I'm too much of a dreamer. And I'm also too much of a control freak. So I want it done, and I want it done in my way, and I want what's in my head to be portrayed out there with everything that I do. And unfortunately, because of the ADD, because of the fact that I could never concentrate on anything, it's funny. My dream of all dreams would be, I wish I could get everything that's in my head out there, because it's flowing, and it's so full of so much stuff. But the problem is it's so full of so much stuff that there's not enough time in a person's lifetime to be able to do it or get any of this done. And even if there was, I don't have the skills to do it. And last but not least, I can't keep concentration to do it, because I may get into one thing. Like take for example, my creativity flows. I'm into Warhammer 40k, or tabletop wargaming, if you want to do the general thing. And I paint my figures. I started this back in university. Somebody got me into it, and that's many years ago. And I'm still working on the first batch of things that I started way back then. I do a little bit. So if I had 10 guys and I had to paint them, I would have started and I would have gotten through them. And if you want to do in relation, I would be up to maybe 3 or 4 of the 10 right now, years later. Now I'm only using 10 as a number. I mean, there's more than that. I mean, we're talking. I have hundreds and hundreds of these things to paint. But it's just one of those things. I get distracted. I move on to the next thing. I collect video games. I collect movies. I collect posters. I collect books. I collect music. I collect. When I was a kid, I used to collect buttons. I used to collect pins. I used to collect badges, sewn on badges. Used to collect coins. I still kind of collect coins. I used to collect stamps. I don't know why I'm gravitating towards collecting. Sports cards, collectible card games, marbles. Yeah, I can't just stay focused on one hobby. And I don't know, I know why, some of the reasons, but it's the fact that everything feeds my dream. Everything feeds my creativity. I feed off of everything. I feed off of an animated movie like The Princess and the Frog as much as I might The Raven. I would feed off of something like The Bleeding Monk and The Valiant, and sort of like their version of X-Men and superpowered kids, just as much as I would off of the Terminator and time travel and such. I feed off of YouTube. I feed off of YouTubers and Bluetubers. I see what they are doing and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be cool. Ooh, I wonder how I can improve on that. I wonder, and then I get an idea, and I'm so full of ideas. The ideas are just everywhere. I mean, And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm into movies. And I have just been rambling on here, and I know, Aaron, you probably don't want to watch this entire video, but one of the reasons why I'm into movies is I can watch a movie and I can enjoy the sound. I can enjoy the visuals. I can enjoy the story. And because it's always changing, I don't find that I get distracted as much. There's something new all the time on screen. And, you know, to bring things all full circle, all those things that I love, all those creative things that I have flowing out of me that are filling me full of ideas and dreams and thoughts and inspiration. That's what I love about movies. That's why I used to gravitate towards music. I have a degree in music. I'm really good. Well, not really good. I'm really decent at music and music-related items. But I was never great. And I quickly learned that, yes, music has always been a part of me, but I would never be, no matter how much I played, no matter how much I went through it, I never felt the music. I could play it, I could read it on the page. Technically, I had some skills, and I could, get better at a lot of them if I just practiced. But I would never be that guy that, Prince or Michael Jackson would phone up and be like, yo, we're gonna jam. I got this song in my head. It comes over, and he goes, this is what I'm thinking. I need the bass line to go, and I'd be like, all right, yeah, fine, I'll play that. But why would you like it to do this? Would you like to do? I was never going to be that guy, and I knew that. I figured that out, that I don't feel the music the same way, and so I didn't want music which I enjoy and I love listening to it, and I love composing it, and I love, dancing to it. I didn't want my love to become work. I didn't want to despise my work. So I left music behind. I left it behind sort of as a potential job. I guess at most I wanted it to be as a hobby. And then movies came around. In fact, DVD came around. I started, when I was in high school, looking at VHS as things were getting released on VHS, and I was like, oh, this is a lot of stuff. You know what? I really enjoy watching all of these things, but they're so big, and Laserdisc came around. I was like, oh my God, it looks so much better on Laserdisc, but those things are huge. And then DVD came around, and I knew it right then and there. DVD. That was going to be it. That's was going to spark me, and I was going to go off. And you know what? I haven't looked back. I started my own little DVD retail business. That didn't go anywhere. I still have lots of stuff. Inventory, if you will. But yeah, it was just one of those things where and again, it's one of the things. I have a dream. I did the research. I looked at stuff. I had great ideas and dreams and thoughts, and was like, you know what, if I can do this and get into this like early, before the Walmarts, before anybody jumped on it, because everybody thought it was just a passing thing. They thought it was the next Laserdisc. Nobody was getting into it. VHS was the thing. And I was like, no man, DVD is here to stay. And until it gets replaced. And so yeah, I jumped in and I was there. I was buying DVDs. I've been buying DVDs since DVDs started getting movies. And I've been building my collection. I'm trying to think, my first DVD, Fraternity Demon. Look it up. Fraternity Demon. Yeah, I think that was my first DVD. That and maybe like Witchcraft. Anyways, look up Fraternity Demon. I'm pretty sure it's called Fraternity Demon. Yeah. Anyways, look it up. If you've watched this video this far, Go look up, you know what, stop it, pause it, open up a new window, look up the trailer for Fraternity Demon. That was my first DVD. Bought it at a Jumbo Video. When Jumbo Video had like 4 shelves for DVDs. That was it. They actually had almost as much for sale as they did for rental. It's quite funny. But yeah, this was a long time ago. But yeah, and it's one of those things where I knew movie DVDs and now Blu-rays feed so much of my passion, because when you bring it to things like the Blu-rays, I get to watch my movies, and I can, you can pull them out whenever you want, and you can watch that and follow and be creative and get all of these ideas in your head. And you know what? It also feeds my collecting bug. And I can put this up. And you know what? I don't even know if I've answered your question, Aaron. This is just going on, and I'm off on a tangent, but it's all related. It's all one. It all goes back to when I was a kid, and it's a progression. It's a progression. That all of this creativity that I've had, this dreaming, my inspirations and all this kind of stuff have had these they've all been related. There's been, it's almost like Clive Barker. If you know Clive Barker, he thinks all of us are related and there's something attached to our head, and it's sort of like sucking all our ideas and they're all connected. I can't explain it like he can, but he's a weirdo and I love him for it. And so I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Go check out Aaron Pynn's channel before I end up recording a 7-hour rant of nothingness. That's what I'm talking about. The ADD. I'm gonna go watch something and eat some. I don't know, what am I eating? I'm gonna eat beef patties. Spicy beef patties. That's what I'm gonna eat. Not that that makes any sense to actually tell you that. Not that you wanted to know. Not that it has anything to do with this video. But now you know that I am about to go watch The Unit and eat spicy beef patties. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I'm cutting it here. Slasher in the face. Jabbity jab jab. Cut. Check out Aaron Pynn. Check out his channel. Enter the contest. Again, happy birthday, good sir, and congrats on 350 subs. Until the next time, guys, you take care and have a good one.